Welcome, everybody. Welcome to all healers, to everybody who wants to be a healer. And first, to say it's not a choice. We are all healers. It's a function here. We are one with God, and we, all we can do is just help others and be healer. If we dedicate ourselves to spiritual work to improve ourselves, it's not gonna lead us to much of enlightenment and realization, but only if we are dedicate ourselves to helping others, then we can be one with God, because this is the only way how to be with God, is just be with his thoughts and be a vessel for his will. And we're going to talk about more about this today and tomorrow, of course. But today we're going to talk about why it's so important to be a healer, and why is everybody a healer, and why the why our mission and our purpose is here to be for other people and for others, and not only to focus on ourselves. It's very important to realize this. This is a total different way of thinking, and I'm trying every day to show you how it's very important, and how it's beautiful to be for others, to be a healer, to help others to realize their true nature. And of course, first of all, we have to be ourselves in alignment with God. We have to be ourselves in truth and in a constant presence of God. And then we of course can help others. This is very important. Today we're gonna read a little bit from lesson 128. It's "The world I see holds nothing that I want." It's a very deep and very important lesson. So I hope you're gonna understand and dive deep a little bit about in these sentences. The world you see holds nothing that you need to offer you, nothing that you can use in any way, nor anything at all that serves to give you joy. Believe this thought, and you're saved from years of misery, from countless disappointments, and from hopes that turn to bitter ashes of despair. No one but must accept this thought as true if he would leave the world behind and soar beyond its petty scope and little ways. We have to understand that the God is infinite consciousness, and we are also infinite consciousness. And everything that is real is consciousness. It's God consciousness. And um, we are some kind of extension of that consciousness in this physical world. The physical world, material world, as we see it with our physical eyes and hear with our physical ears, is just illusion. It's hypnosis, it's hypnotism, as we can say. Everything is a hypnotism, and we know that. We know that how easy somebody can influence us, and how easy can we drop to some news about war, diseases, and we actually have to understand that that's all a collective hypnotism, and it's a collective state of illusions, which we are just witnessing. Our true nature is one with God. Our true nature is holy, and we are, like the Bible is saying, I and my Father are one, which is very important to remember. So everything is just an illusion. Illness, sickness, death, war, disagreement, it's not a spiritual world. There's no way that you can bring God in this world because he does not understand, and he does not, we can say that in, in, a, in that way, he does not understand this world. He's not in this world. We can bring him, as I often say, we can bring him in through our consciousness and the consciousness of the truth. We can bring him and help others. He can be helper to others in a way that he is everything, and he can give that everything to others, but only through us. So that's why our position, our part in this world is very important. But nothing in this world is actually real. And you cannot tell that to somebody who is sick, or tell that to somebody who is dying, that this is not real. And you cannot tell anybody who has normal physical, mental mind that this is not a real, that all form of loves does not exist. That there's only one love. This is God's love. And when I love somebody, if that's God's love through me, that is a real love. When I give somebody something, if it's through God, I mean God giving through me, then it's real giving. So we really have to understand that our role is to bring God to this world. Our role is to, through our consciousness, to be vessels and to bring that to other people. So that's our role as a healer. And we have to understand that the world we see holds nothing that can offer us, nothing that we can use in any way, and anything at all that serves to give us joy. And if you believe this and really, really, really understand why is that way, we are saved from years of misery and countless disappointments. No one but must accept this thought as true if you would leave the world behind and soar beyond its petty scope and little ways. Leave the world behind. This is one very important thing. Why we should leave the world behind? Because it's not real. It's a world of illusions, a world of hypnotism. And we're just hypnotized, just in a matrix. Nothing really exists. The only thing that exists is God. And there is our focus. And our function is to be with Him and to be in the presence of God. And of course, help others. Helping others also realizing that's true. Each thing you value here is but a chain that binds you to the world, and it will serve no other end but this. Whatever you value here, it can be a relationship, it can be a job, it can be a success, it can be uh, prestige, it can be money. It is a chain. And the heavier you are addicted to it, there's less chance that you can be connected to God and spirituality. There are a lot of people who will say that you just have to pray and go to churches once per week or whatever. And that this will help you to work on and help you to maybe feel safe or whatever. But if you still value anything in this world, this is still chain, and this is still binding and still loss of freedom. And you cannot connect with God in that way. This is very important to remember. So everything we value is just a chain. For everything must serve the purpose you have given it until you see a different purpose there. So what we see is actually what we want to see because we gave a purpose. So if we see a purpose in this physical world, if we have a purpose and serve that purpose, we will of course value more money, we will value more health, etc. So we have to give a different purpose. And of course, some of you will ask, okay, but I live for money, I have to manifest love, I have to manifest. If you're with God and if you in your home and you realize you're what you are actually, and if you realize your consciousness and being with God, it's just enough. He's all you need of sustenance. The God is my only sustenance. Everything is given. You all already have everything. When you are with God, everything else is added to it. It's very important. Again, I say, if there's no hint, if there's no grace in you, in us, to understand that, we will never understand that. It's not, we're not gonna learn that by reading books, by listening tapes or watching YouTube, whatever. No, it's grace, and we are living by grace. We are living by that is given to us. That the touch of God and the warm hug of God who said, just don't go away, stay home. The only purpose worthy of your mind this world contains is that you pass it by without delaying to perceive some hope where there is none. So again, the only thing that we have to do is just pass it by. Just go. Just don't turn away. Just don't look behind. Just pass. And this is the only purpose of the world, uh, to help us to realize more what is a true value and what we really uh, want to achieve. What what is the main goal? There is a way how to really understand what true happiness is. We have to go through many periods of unhappiness, uncertainty, to realize that where the true happiness lies. We are not enlightened the moment we are born. This world has its function, but is not made by God. This world is made by us, by hypnotism and fear. This world is a place of fear, and the fear makes illusions, the fear makes fantasies, magic, the fear makes hypnotism, and we are all hypnotized. You can just turn your TV on for 5 minutes, you're already swallowed, you're already hypnotized, and that's very important. You maybe not know that, because it's it really sounds true. It really is true. when you watch that. But you have to remember and you have to return. What is the purpose of that? What is the purpose of the news? What is the purpose of all negative things that you have, things that you hear? It's just to pass it by. Be you deceived no more. The world you see holds nothing that you want. It's time to say enough. It's time to say, I really can never get anything from this world. It's time to say, this world I see holds nothing that I want. It's perfect time now because we really see what's happening and we really can understand what we can do differently. So please remember this. The world you see holds nothing that you want, and be not deceived no more. Escape today the chains you place upon your mind when you perceive salvation here. For what you value, you make part of you as you perceive yourself. All things you seek to make your value greater in your sight limit you further, hide your word from you, and add another bar across the door that leads to true awareness of yourself. So, this is very exactly what we have to do. We just be aware that everything we value here is just another bar across the door, and that door leads to true awareness. So, if we really believe in illusions, if we really believe if we are really hypnotized, there's no chance that we can become aware of our true self. There's no chance that we can understand how powerful we are. And of course, there's no chance that we can be healer to others, helping others and bringing joy and peace to other people. There's no way. It's just simply we're just laying, hypnotizing, believing everything is just like a leaf on the wind. As the wind is moving, the leaf is also moving. Whatever it's happening, we're just being that leaf. And we cannot do anything. We can pray, we can study, we can do a lot of things, but still, it does not change anything. You know how many prayers are done for peace in the world, and nothing changed. Especially because we are talking to God and we try to make God our servant. Help us, do this to us, do that to us, change this, change that. And we expect that He's waiting for us to ask something that He will run to do and help us and do whatever we expect. But that's not how it's worked because God is infinite consciousness. He's everywhere, everything, and He knows everything. And there's nothing He can change because He knows that life is perfect. Everything is good. And we, as His children, are also perfect. He does not believe, and he's not in the physical material world. He's just not. And this is very important to remember. Let nothing that relates to body thoughts delay your progress to salvation, nor permit temptation to believe the world holds anything you want to hold you back. Nothing is here to cherish. Nothing here is worth one instant of delay and pain, one moment of uncertainty and doubt. The worthless offer nothing. Certainty of worth cannot be found in worthlessness. So, when we say body thoughts, we actually think about all we want about body improvements, health, physical appearances. It's just the way we think in this physical world and the way we think in the carnal mind. We're all hypnotized. Nobody thought about fitness that as much as now, 30 years ago. Now we're hypnotized. We have to be that and we have to be this. Look how people treat their body. We're totally separated in that way. God is within us and we are not aware of it. We cannot connect with Him. And of course, there's delay in progress into salvation. So the hypnotism and the illusional world is a huge temptation. And it's up to us. And of course, we have a huge help. Just little willingness to be with God is just enough. We have a huge help from Holy Spirit, and the Course in Miracles is really explaining it in a very deeply manner, and it's very important to read it and to understand it. But remember, nothing is here to cherish. Nothing here is worth one instant of delay and pain. Because pain, it's just temptation. Illness is just a temptation. Desires, needs, goals, just a temptation. Temptation to be with God. Temptation to start your spiritual journey in practicing the presence of God. And of course, temptation to progress to salvation. And of course, if we are not healed, if we don't accept atonement, we're not going to know how to heal others. We're just going to do it through our ego. We talked about it a few days ago. So the only way is just by staying present with God. And if we ask what is the main way how we can reach God and how can we practice the presence of God, the answer is very simple. You do not do it by asking Him to do something to you. We don't do that by using some rituals, whatever. Just sit silently and wait. Meditation is just a perfect way of communication and communion with God. Because this is the only language that God knows. It is the language of silence. It is the first language on this planet. Silence is the way how we communicate with Him. And this is not communication because we are not separate. It's a communion. We're just one. I and my Father are one. And everything He has, He wants to give me. And the kingdom of God is inside of me. And I have just to be connected with that. This is very important. So, meditation is just sitting in silence, contemplating some sentences from spiritual texts, and be aware that this is what we want, and of course, wait for an answer, a feeling that we are with Him. Practice in the presence of God is just the most important thing. This is everything. And I hope that you will start practicing the presence as soon as possible. With the help of Course in Miracles, and of course with help with meditation, which is in Course in Miracles is explained as holy instant. And we will talk about it later. So I think that this is a very important lesson, and we just have to be aware that the world we see holds nothing that we need to offer us. Nothing that we can use in any way, nor anything at all that serves to give us joy. And this is very important to remember. Remember and practice as much as we can. So thank you for being today with me. You have a link to our community in the description, and of course, see you tomorrow. And we're gonna continue. And remember, we are all healers. We are here to help others, to be for others. We are not here only to be separated from others. We are relational, spiritual beings. Spiritual beings just is a good uh, definition, but we want to talk about it more. Thank you for being with me today.